So real quick, what I want to share with y'all before we have just time to work on whatever's needed to be worked on, web design or otherwise. For context, I am super overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff that's due right now, and if I'm, as an adult and a teacher, overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff, you guys probably are as well. So I think if we have some time to catch up on whatever's needed to be caught up on, we should do that, okay? Because that's what I'll be doing when I'm not helping y'all up here. We had the first thing I want to go over before I show you the deployment and the submission of assignment 5. I'll also add them both to the resources here in a second, so it's a little bit easier. We had our spring social assembly today, but tomorrow is another business day. It is the Sabres survey, the one that's about like your I think it's social, academic, and emotional strengths, or emotional kind of questions like that. It is something that the district wants us to all complete, so be ready for that in Flex tomorrow. If you're a senior, you have grad ticket pickup / senior meeting / yearbook pickup / honor court. There's a whole bunch of stuff for seniors all in one spot tomorrow in the Olympic gym. You have your 4th senior meeting, so we have another Flex business day tomorrow to clear a bunch of stuff up. Anyways, so we'll get to that in a second. Today's objective is just to be working on stuff that's necessary. You can be prepping for your other finals. You can be finishing out your code for my stuff. Again, I want to say on recording, like, with finals being so close, and I want to spend all of June on our final, it seems kind of silly to do a project in a short week or an assignment in a short week. So we'll just have our last thing be the parts of the final that you'll submit, which is also related to your entry task. So anyways, let me show you how you actually submit assignment number 5, okay? So if you go to your assignments page here, I tried to organize them by, I guess it's here. Let me see if the student view is different. Okay, these are new. I'll need to move these. But I tried to organize them by assignment number and then entry tasks for each of the months. And then down in projects, you're going to see notebook checks for May, okay? I keep calling the root folder a notebook check because it's got all of your work inside of it, and it's a lot easier for you to submit one big notebook with everything in it instead of a ton of assignments all over and over and over that I have as your teacher. Just it's harder to keep track of everything. So to submit assignment 5, the quick version is that you deploy your May project template folder, that thing that we spent early May putting together with the copying and the NPMI. You deploy that with Vercel and then upload the URL to this, submitting the assignments for A5 as well as notebook checks for May. It's a 2-in-1, okay? And I'll show you how to do that real quick. The points that turn into notebook checks for May are the actual points that you get out of the different assignments. So you'll see the only thing on here is your assignment 5 stuff. That will turn into notebook check points as well as be the grade for assignment 5. So if we look at A5 here, it should have no points. Yeah. So because all of that is going to go onto your notebook check. Hi.
Are you going to have people help you tomorrow?
Yes, I was planning on it. Have they been?
Shonda's just trying to figure out how many lists.
How many lists? Yeah, I like. I think 12 is kind of our good number because we have 12. Do we have 12 people?
We have 9 right now, so I
have
12.
I have plenty of students, so
Okay, so
yeah,
we'll
let's do 12 lists.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Hey, shh, please. Thank you. You're fine. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Does anybody remember? It's okay. Okay, let me show you how to deploy your assignment 5 real quick for May. There are a couple quick things that you'll do inside of VS Code once your stuff is finished to check and make sure that it's ready to deploy, because we had a bunch of errors pop up or a bunch of different issues occur. If you want to check and see if your stuff will successfully go, there's a couple things that we need to do in VS Code before we put it on GitHub and then Vercel. So it goes in that order: VS Code first, then GitHub, then Vercel. Okay, so if you want to check and make sure that your code is properly formatted, there is a thing called lint, npm run lint, which will tell you if you have any errors or any warnings inside of your root folder, inside of the let me save this here. Inside of the entirety of your work, npm run lint will not only clean up your code's like formatting and make it better for the computer to understand, it will also tell you if you have any things that you should pay attention to or things that you must fix. So you can deploy with warnings, you cannot deploy with errors. Let me show you how to do that. Command prompt, npm run lint, L-I-N-T, and then it's gonna, if you just see ESLint-fix, you're gonna maybe see this pop up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But most of the time, you're going to see a couple of warnings and a couple of errors that your code currently has. The cool part about lint, I'm just going to ignore the warnings for now because I can deploy with warnings. The errors are going to be things that break. In your terminal, if you click on the thing that is erroring out, it will take you to where the issue is. So let me see what's going on with this. Component definition is missing a display name. So if I hover over this and I go open folder in a new window, we'll trust the authors real quick.
It has a space in itself.
Huh?
It has a space in itself.
Oh, gotcha.
You can just open the file of components disclosure.tsx.
Okay. So we're going to look at the path instead because that just took me to my whole OneDrive, which is not helpful. We're going to follow the path and see that it starts at OneDrive. Then it goes into my year folder, then my semester 2 folder, then my web design folder, however many subfolders you've got. And then wherever it ends up is the thing that's causing the problem. So it's inside of our P4 or P5 May components, then disclosure. And it says it's missing a display name on line 16. So we're going to follow that path, go P5 May Blakeney. Then we're going to go to components. Then we're going to go to disclosure. And we're going to look for line number 3. Or line number 16. I don't remember which one comes first. Line number 3. Is this it? Let's try this real quick. Nope, that did not fix it. Okay. So it's saying component definition is missing a display name. But it was working a second ago. Where would the display name even be? Okay. But we can't with errors.
I know.
Okay, we'll do it with project template. Okay, so I don't know why this is broken. We'll fix it in a second. I'll show you how to do the command order so that it actually works. So we're gonna use just the blank project template for now, and I'll show you, assuming you have only warnings and no errors, what you can do next. So after you npm run lint, and Jake and I help you clear whatever errors are on your code, you can do npm run build, and this is kind of like a pre-check to see if your page will load. It's the same thing that vercel is going to do. It's going to think about it for a second, maybe a little bit longer than a second. And then once you see the specific thing I'm about to show you, okay, you're going to see a couple green check marks as it lints your code. It collects some data. It generates static pages, does something with the build traces. If you see this kind of screen with the like the little arrows and the little dots and some of the kilobyte sizings, your page will build correctly, meaning it's got all the code that it needs to be functional, okay? So once you've done that, this is after you've linted and after you've cleared all your errors, something that Jake and I can help you with because mine didn't work the first time I showed you. Then we go to GitHub, okay? So I'm going to log in. You start in GitHub. Make sure you're in the one that has like your repositories on there. I know this and vercel look really, really similar, but you want to be on GitHub for sure, the one with the little cat or the one with the little icon like this. It should look something like this. We're going to create a repository if you have not created one yet that vercel is going to use to do the same build command. So you click on this green or whatever theme color yours is. You want to look for the new button right over here. Make sure you check the box that says add a readme. This is the most important thing that you should do, and you should do this part first. Okay? You want to check the box that says add readme to turn it on. Okay? So next, we're going to call the repository P5 I'm going to call mine Blakeney example because I've already got a video showing the one with P5 May Blakeney. Description is optional. You don't have to put a description. And then we're going to create a repository. Okay. Once we've created our repository, and if you checked the add a readme box, you should see around here some add file or code buttons. We're going to upload files using this button right here. Okay. So we're going to upload files. We're going to, instead of choosing them, because we also want to have the folders, we're going to leave this box open and then use our File Explorer, if I could spell file right, File Explorer, to drag and drop a specific set of that template folder into GitHub, okay? So you go to wherever yours is saved. Mine is in here. We'll just use the class project template release as an example. Okay, you're going to see that once you double click on the name of your folder, the folder that you're trying to upload to the internet, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 folders, and then a bunch of files. It should be around 22 items. We are not going to drop all 22. We're going to uncheck 2 of them. Okay, so to check them all, if you can't see your checkboxes, you go to View, Show, Item Checkboxes, like this. Okay. If you click on just the word next right here, you're going to see a little blue check mark appear. Hold Control A to select everything. And then you're going to uncheck the folder or uncheck the box that is around next. And you're going to uncheck the box around node modules. Okay. You're going to see these other files remain selected. We're going to carefully drag and drop our selected files after we've unchecked next and we've unchecked node modules. We're going to drop those into our repository. It should be at least 20 files, if not more. Okay. So the pages or you'll know you've done it correctly. We can scroll down. We'll ignore this for now. Click commit changes. Once it processes, you'll know you've done it correctly because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folders and then a bunch of files. And then this will depend on whatever, but you see the 6 folders and you see a bunch of files. Okay, that's how you know you've done the GitHub part correctly. Step 2 of 3, we're almost done. Next up is the third step with vercel. Okay, so with vercel, that's a different link. I could see how it would be confusing because you log into vercel with GitHub. I'm going to do this later. Once you get to vercel, you want to look for the projects button on the left-hand side over here. You see where I'm clicking. Projects. Then click Add New Project right on top. And we're going to wait until we see that repository we just created or created recently. And it has this specific N-shaped kind of symbol. So it's like one of these, right? And it's got some dots or something. This is our the thing that makes our websites actually have structure and actually have all the functions that we like to add with them. Okay? So make sure that you see this icon before you click the import button right over here. So I click import, I leave all of this as default, and then I just straight away click the deploy button right down here. So because we did that npm run build, which also lints our code, we know that this site should deploy because it built in VS Code, meaning it doesn't have any deal-breaking errors, and also meaning that it should just work. So we're gonna find out. I'll let this go in real time. It should take about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes maybe, before it's ready. We'll just wait for it in real time. Excuse me. All right, so it finished. Once you see this congratulations page, and it should look generally like the home page on your, if you need water, you can go get the fountain outside. Go out to the right, and then it's like over there. Once you see this congratulations page, you can scroll down a little bit, and you want to find something that says dashboard. Yours might just say inspect deployment. Yours might say continue to dashboard. It kind of varies. We're going to continue to do that dashboard. And then this guy right here is all I want you to look at, the domains, because this is what you submit to notebook checks for May. Okay. This also submits your assignment number 5, because I know that it's inside of your binder that you've been working on for the time being. Okay. So we take this link. You can either visit it and then bring it from the URL bar, the search bar, I mean, or you can just right click and copy link. Then we go to assignments, and I'll put them on Tuesday here in just a second. We search for May, and then we put it on notebook checks for May. I'm going to do a new attempt here. Like that. You have now successfully submitted your binder. You have now successfully submitted your assignment number 5, as well as deployed your whole project to the internet for people to view. Okay? So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Anytime you need a previous page, I'm hoping that these are actually helpful. Or previous tutorial, or previous video, or previous explanation of something. It's all going to be in the weekly archive. So I hope this is actually helpful. I'll just leave it at that. There's this week, there's last week, and it goes all the way back to when we started back in January. Okay. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to add the relevant links to the homepage for Tuesday. And then that's kind of all I have to show you today. So apologies for that, but I also want to make sure everybody's getting their stuff turned in as necessary. Okay. Thank you for listening. Give me a sec to process all this stuff and get your Canvas updated. And then we will do what we got to do.